here. So we want to say thank you for coming. Welcome very much to this class. I love this class because this class is about ditching toxins and getting clean products. And there's so much information. I mean, each of these things I'm going to talk about is a class in itself, but we're going to try to put all this information together. And what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about how we really are surrounded by toxins. You know, I like poo-pooed all of this information, like no big deal, who really cares? But when you start not being so healthy, then you start thinking about what can I do to improve my health? And doing all of this research, you realize so many things around us are not helping our health. So if we can ditch it and switch it for something pure, it's really worth the benefit of doing that. So what is a toxic chemical? I've got lots of graphics to show you guys. So let me find some of these graphics so I can show you. Let's see here what we can, let me find my graphics. Okay, they're hidden underneath here. But here are some products that are in your home that are really not good for you. These are real toxins that you could have around you and not even realize it. There's heavy metals in a lot of things. There's toxic substances in personal care products. There's toxic substances in cleaning products, processed food. And the big thing we're going to talk about is how we need to detox and fragrance. So fragrance you're going to find in almost anything. So if you want to, I forgot to ask you guys, if you want to get a piece of paper to make some notes, there is some detailed information that you might want to write down. But here's the biggest thing, anything that you have, you can pick it up, look at the label, and see if there's a fragrance in it. Because most everything has fragrance. And what fragrance really is, because they call that something that is branded to that product, they don't have to reveal what it is. So it can be 700 different toxic things that are clumped under the disguise of the word fragrance. So if you have anything that says fragrance, that's just kind of a warning. You probably don't want it. Now, when you have these toxic chemicals in your home, what can happen? Well, toxic chemicals can do all kinds of crazy things to the body. For instance, if you're having issues with chronic fatigue, it could be related to some toxins in your home. Autoimmune diseases, mental health issues, headaches, weight gain or loss, digestive issues, trouble sleeping, allergies, eczema, acne, inflammation, and cancer. Like any of this could have a root in having toxins, or probably a more accurate way, in my opinion, to say it is it eggs it on. You know, you might have some kind of a tendency, a weakness, and putting these things into your body is not going to help it. It's going to make it aggravated. And personally, I think my husband is a painter, and he painted without his mask in Florida, spraying houses, and he got Parkinson's at a really early age. So, okay, genetically he had that tendency, but was it pushed earlier in his life because of toxic chemicals? Probably. That's just my opinion of that deal. So what are some other things in our personal care products, basically, that we might want to watch out for? So here's an idea of some toxic chemicals that are in our personal care products. They call these the dirty dozen. So here's just some ideas. If you see on labels, BHA, BHT, DEA, phthalates, it might not be saying all these exactly right. Parabens, there we go again with perfume or fragrance. That's a big one. PEG compounds, petroleum. Like people love petroleum jelly. My mother-in-law, she's not here. Good. But she just loves petroleum jelly. But it's actually a byproduct of making gasoline. I mean, and it's really toxic to the body. Sodium lauryl sulfate, if you have anything that's foamy, dish soap, soaps that you wash your body with, they usually have sodium lauryl sulfate in them. And triclosan is a really big one. This is in toothpaste, cleansers. There's just a lot of these are in our cosmetics. So these are just things to look out for. Some of it is used as preservatives in your products. So these are just some things that you want to watch out for. And if you could switch to something pure, that would be what you would want to do. So think about your cleanser, maybe read the label, what you're cleaning with, your lotions, your shampoos, your dish soap, laundry detergent, and cosmetics. And one of the things that I didn't actually have in my notes anywhere, just because it's so bad, I think most people know about it. The most toxic thing that you can actually have in your house is dryer sheets. And especially if you are doing your laundry in your house, like ours is in the garage, it's a little bit away from us. Not that I use dryer sheets. It was good for us when we were in Africa. We didn't have the money to buy like fabric softener and dryer sheets and all these extra things. I found out that was, excuse me, actually a protection, because these things were not good for us, but we didn't have them. So I kind of got away from that. But dryer sheets are one of the most toxic things. And when you think about your laundry detergent, it's in the air when you're washing your clothes, if it's a fragrance thing especially. Then it's in your clothes when you put them on, you can smell it. You know, these commercials just kill me, like, oh, you can smell this for a really long time. And I'm like, oh my, you're just killing yourself with the fragrance, because it's on your clothes. So now it's going into the pores of your body. So, I mean, it's just not good for you when you have fragrance, especially in a dryer sheet or a laundry detergent. So these are some things you want to make sure you get pure and clear. What about candles? We were talking a little bit about candles. Well, candles, you want to have nice smells in your home. A lot of people love to burn candles, and I just love the look of candles. So I was one that really liked candles. But what are candles in general made of? In general, they're made of paraffin wax, formaldehyde, benzene, which can cause cancer, and fragrance. I mean, you burn them because you want that smell, but that smell is really not good for you. So there is a way to make a pure, clean candle. Eric and I were going to do a class about it. We'll probably do it sometime in the future. But candles, so what are you going to do? If you look at your diffuser, there is actually a setting on it that flickers like a candle. And then you can get that nice smell into your air without worrying about having toxic products. So here's just a quick idea of a way that you can have clean candles. You can use a beeswax, you can use either some herbs naturally, and you can make your own. But one way to know if yours is really a clean candle is if it's made with a lead wick. That's really a problem, just the wick itself. So you want a cotton wick. And they're very, very cheap to get from Amazon. If you definitely need a candle, there's a way that you can do it in a clean way. So what are some everyday products you might want to think about ditching and switching to keeping your place clean, your body clean, your home clean? What are some of the things that even Young Living has that you could switch out for? So here's some ideas of some things that tend to be toxic in general that you could get a pure and clean Young Living product. This was from a presentation that Paul Morris did another month for us. But Young Living has a pure clean mouthwash, which actually has colloidal silver in it, which is very, very good for you. There's toothpaste or shampoos, conditioners, soaps, cleaning products, food, like we talked about the einkorn products, and there's energy drinks, supplements. All of this, you could know that you're getting it from a good source, so you know that it would be a pure, clean product. So when we talk about switching things out, how could you really go about that? Well, let's just talk a minute about cleaners. So I don't know, do you guys use, anybody use the Thieves cleaner here? Lori, do you use the Thieves cleaner? No? How about, Denise or Sue? I know Sue does. I don't even have to ask Sue. Sue cleans houses, so she definitely uses the Thieves cleaner. But Young Living has a cleaner. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. It's called Thieves. It's made with that blend that's really, really good for your immune system. This bottle is like 23.50, and what you do, you take that much and put it in a spray bottle about that size with water. And you can clean your whole house with it. I mean, I do my wood furniture, I do everything. I put a little bit of vinegar in there, and this like lasts forever. It lasts months and months and months. But let's see what the alternative is. If we weren't using the Thieves cleaner, what's all our alternatives? So I love the Thieves cleaner because it's the cheapest thing. It's about $1.50 a bottle. So what about if you got some of these toxic products that have all these scary substances in them? So if you wanted to go ahead and clean your house, in general, you need Windex, which is about $3.48, more than your dollar for your Thieves cleaner. Pine Sol, $3.78. Soft scrub, Pledge, and a tile cleaner. So the Thieves cleaner does all of these things. So if you just total all of that up, it's going to cost you about $20, or you could use this for $1.50 and know that it's all clean. Go ahead, Lori. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm curious that so it would actually like clean windows. I'm used to a lot of times I just do windows with water anyway, but that won't streak while it's still I know that has the antimicrobial, right?
Well,
So
it has the essential oils in it and what they do.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that it would kill like you can use it as a bathroom cleaner
Yep.
also.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. The only other thing I did when we were in Nairobi is I also made, like, for the grout, it was a really old house we were living in. So I made a grout cleaner with hydrogen peroxide and lemon oil. But
Hmm,
here I haven't. It's like a molded bathtub and we don't need it. So
thank you.
I also make let me see if I have a graphic on this. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure. But let me go ahead and show you a little bit about, yeah, I think that one I probably already explained. Here's some of the things that you can use it for. This was from Paul's class. And honestly, it makes such sense because you save money. Like, we're all into saving money. And a lot of people will say they don't want to buy Young Living because it's more expensive. But here, if you wanted to take a screenshot of this, it's kind of how you can dilute things out. This one says 1 cup to 5 quarts water. I don't do that much because I'm too lazy to have different dilutions. So I have my spray bottle that's about this size, and you can even get spray tops on Amazon for these once you empty one of these. And I'll put some lemon drops in there for the smell sometime, and there might be a little more cleaning power with the lemon oil. And then I'll put a good chunk of vinegar because I like vinegar. But I do my wood furniture, I do the countertops, I do everything. And like it says, I do the carpet. Like, I take that same bottle, I clean the entire house with that one bottle. The only thing is when I need a scrubber, I'll put a couple of capfuls of this with some baking soda. They actually have a cleanser you can get now, but I ran out of it, so I'm back to my baking soda and my Thieves cleaner until it's kind of like a soft scrub consistency, and that's what I scrub. And then I've made some bath bombs with this too, but I mean, you can just use a little bit of this in your toilets. So that's what I use for my entire house. You're welcome. Here's some other ideas that you can clean with, because cleaning products kill your lungs. I mean, there's so many bad things. Like, I remember I used to clean houses, and sometimes I was like bleach queen, and I never thought I'd give up my bleach. I mean, that was the last thing to go. And then from time to time, I'm like, oh, this toilet still needs bleach. And I just put a little bit of bleach, and then I knew I was killing myself at this point. And I would be like covering my mouth. But I used to be laying on the floor coughing. Like, I would use so much bleach in people's homes. And I had people I used to clean houses for pre-Gilead that would tell me, like, please cut back on the bleach, because they'd come home and their lungs would be dying too. So, yeah. But it finally all went. It took me a couple years actually to get rid of all my cleaners, but this is it. This is my only cleaner in my house right now. And a lot of people will say, does it really work? Like, how do we know this stuff works? Well, let me just go ahead and show you this petri dish study that was done. So on the bottom on the left is the Thieves cleaner. And this is some of the other so-called clean cleaners, or there's my bleach on the bottom right. I mean, the Thieves household cleaner actually did a lot better than the Clorox did. So slowly, I've worked my way into that being the only thing. There's some other options. Some people like to make their cleaning products too with Thieves or oregano oil, but that's a lot of work. And honestly, I think it would be more expensive than just buying the Thieves cleaner. So those are some ways that you can actually save money and have a toxin-free home. I've heard so many stories from people about their lungs and the cleaning products. Like people, I never had issues. I have allergies. I had a lot of allergies. I don't have them anymore. But that they just couldn't stand different products. So they were happy to switch over and they saw the benefit of the Thieves. But here's some other ideas back to just the Thieves that you can do, that you can, there's some more dilutions that you have going on there for your tub cleaner. It says adding lemon drops, lemon oil to your cleaner for a scrub. And that one just has the Thieves cleaner with water but I like a little bit of vinegar in my mirror cleaner. So here's some other products that you can use. There's toothpaste. It kind of gives you a picture of in the bathroom, what can you use clean products? In the kitchen, what can you use clean products? In the laundry room, what can you use as clean products? But when you think about this we also want to think about money. We always are thinking about money to make sure that we're not wasting our money because it's very hard to come by. So the Thieves laundry detergent is about $31. And to me, that was like absolutely ridiculous. Like, why would you spend so much money? Okay, it's clean, it's good for you. But my friends taught me how to do this in a really cheap way. So you buy the Thieves laundry detergent and you can dilute it by 3. And this is what Donna did. She put distilled water, a little bit of Thieves cleaner, and then the Thieves laundry detergent. And you make 3 from the 1. So that works out to 64 loads of laundry for 12 cents a load. So yeah, I've got really good friends, so they know how to save money. But that's the Thieves laundry detergent. And here's some other ideas as we go along. The soap, there's a Thieves soap, and this was another thing. I don't know, is this $13 or something? Like, I am not going to pay $13 for a little thing of soap. That's absolutely ridiculous, even if it is good for you. But this is what my friends taught me about this. You take this soap container, you put just that much in the bottom, and you put the rest somewhere else when you get it, when you first have your pumper here, because it's a foaming pump. You fill the rest with water, you shake it up, and you can get 4 or more from the one. So that having been said, how much does all of this cost and what does it do for you? It costs about $4. This is what it works out to be. It works out to be about $4. And this is what I use. It says some of them, oh yeah, this says hand soap, but this is my shower. And Javen, he used to get rashes all over his body. And we were like, we had no idea, no doctor had any idea why he was getting all these rashes. But we found out it was soap. It was soap. And I was also getting like these sores on my leg. And I went to the dermatologist. They had no idea why I had all these sores all over my leg, and they'd be itchy and they would open up sometimes. So this is when we were still in Kenya. And when I switched to pure soaps with no toxins in them, it totally went away. I mean, I use fungus cream beyond compare. I use so much of it, but it did nothing. But when I switched to a really good soap, then things worked out good. But what are some of the other so-called clean products that people buy? I don't know if you guys are much into this, but this is supposedly Method brand is supposedly a really good for you natural soap. But notice what it has in it. It has fragrance. So once you get fragrance, that makes it a not so good product for you. There's a free app you can get for your phone if you want to scan things. It's not a nice name. It's called the Dirty app, but it's the dirty is dirty chemicals, but it's free and you can take it around and you can scan the products in your home and see how they come out. Of course, 0 is the best rating, but 10 is the worst. So just go ahead and scan some of the things that you have, and you'll get to see, you know, what's really going on. And so I did a little comparison here. There's also, it's not just the Thieves soap. They have some really beautiful scents that you can get from Young Living too that are, you know, no toxic products in it. But it's in comparison, this thing was $11, $10.41 on Amazon, or I guess Walmart is where that was. And the Young Living one worked out to be $4. But there's all kinds of different fragrances. My favorite actually now is there's a lemon spearmint one, and it's really, really a nice smell. But that way, you know, at least if you get it from Young Living, you can trust the company and you know what you're going to have is going to be super clean for you. So what if you like to make your own? You know, you can do that too. Say you don't want to buy products, you just want to make something clean. You know everything that's going in there if you make something clean. Well, here is a dish detergent recipe. The Young Living dish detergent is not my favorite, to be quite honest with you. It's like no foam, of course, because the foam is really not good for you. But this is a dish detergent recipe that I made with a little bit of Thieves cleaner, some Castile soap, some hot water, baking soda, and some lemon oil. So if you want to get a screenshot of that, it's a way you can make your own dish detergent. But there's another one that I actually like a little bit better, and it's probably not the best for you because somehow I seem to think it might have had sodium lauryl sulfate in it. But it's a really nice, if I don't read the ingredients, I use the Saul's Suds from Dr. Bonner when I made this one. I'm like, wow, I really like this recipe. So you can kind of play around with them. I do. I make something different every time. And then I'll go back to the Young Living one, and then I'll go and make my own. But this has a little bit of Thieves cleaner in it, and then the Saul's Suds. But because they suds up, it's probably not that good for you. And it got thick, which is what I liked with the salt. You mix the salt in and it makes it thick. So if you want to do your own, those are some other options, just so you know what is actually in your products. So is there a way that you can get a bunch of these products at a really good price? Well, there is. I don't know if you all know about this, but Young Living has a bundle, and it's with a lot of these super clean products in it. It's called the Thieves bundle. I have a picture of it somewhere. It's used to only be on Essential Rewards, but I think everybody can buy this now. Or if you're new, you definitely can buy it. But what it is it has this Thieves product, which is so good for your immune system. And the number on it, because sometimes it gets lost, but if you wanted to get it, it's number 3697. But it has in it, it has 2 of these, which definitely will last you, unless you clean every day, it will last you for a year. I mean, it's just this stuff everyone on earth should have. They shouldn't be buying any other cleaning products. So it has 2 of these in there. It has 2 of these, which means you get 8 of these hand soaps in it. It has the toothpaste in it, which toothpaste is another thing that's super toxic. I mean, it has aluminum in it, and aluminum helps to cause Parkinson's. So for me, like with Javen's issues, we're like, no, I was making my own. You can also make your own toothpaste. It's another option. But that comes with toothpaste, the toothpaste. It comes with spray the shopping cart, spray your car, and this super mouthwash. I read a study that they did that people who have, like I have like all these pockets starting on my teeth, periodontal disease starting. They say when they used the mouthwash every day for a couple months, they noticed that those pockets were healing. So this is really, really good for you too. Yeah, I don't have the little hand cleaner. It comes with a hand cleaner, and it comes with Thieves oil, which you can do amazing things. Javen and I take the Vitality one and pop it in our mouth every day for our immune system. Or whenever we start feeling something, like if we've just been not around people, we usually don't use it. But if we've been around people or we're like, what's going on? Why is it not right? We just pop a drop. And 4 years now, we haven't had any issues. But this is a big hand sanitizer. You get the little ones with it. So any questions so far about cleaning products? Go ahead. Welcome, you guys who popped on. Nice to see you. If anybody has any questions about cleaning products, feel free. But I think the girls who popped on probably have the Thieves cleaner anyway. So I'm just going to I've been talking a while here, and I'm just going to go really quick through the rest. There's a ton more information here, but I'm just going to fly through it. And these are some other clean products. We talked about all the toxins that are out there in so many products, but number 2 that you should really think about, cleaning is number 1 you should think about. Number 2, you should think about your makeup. Like your makeup could be very, very bad for you. And Young Living has a line of makeup. They have almost everything except waterproof mascara. That's my pet peeve. They don't have that yet, but everything else you could get, they have. And I was telling Jenny before, they have a rose ointment that I take the eyeliner and the eyebrow color and I put it in here, you can see, because it's a powder, and then I make it into a liquid. So that's what I do with that. But this is really, really nice too. These are, if you're into a clean makeup, this makeup makes your skin look dewy. I absolutely have never had a dewy face until I started using this makeup. It took a little while to get used to, but there's nothing bad in there. So sometimes if you want a thicker look, you might want to do a second layer. This stuff we had a beauty challenge on. It's called the Beauty Boost. It has rose oil in it. This was my turnaround. I'm like, I'm not going back after that. Some other products. Here's something fun. If you're thinking about getting started and you want to watch your money, this palette is Sahara Sunset. It's a palette that you can use for your eyebrows. You can use it for highlighter. You can use it for cheek color and eyeshadow. It's like an all-in-one palette where you can just take this on vacation with your makeup and you're good to go. You have everything that you need. So that's something interesting too. Again, you can dilute the shampoos, conditioners, there's face creams. This is what I leave this in my shower and I wash my face with this every single day. But when you think about the chemicals in the other products, you just want to try to get away from them. Young Living also has tons of supplements. You might be buying supplements and think, what's in there? And all of their supplements are made from food. I think I know there's a tendency for most of us to be vitamin D deficient. Well, where vitamin D comes from in other supplements is scary. It comes from sheep's wool. But Young Living's vitamin D comes from lichens. I think I'm saying that right. It's a plant. So it's good stuff. And the same with the food that they have. This is my favorite food. I've got all these other things. This food, the Pure Protein Complete, I did a search on Amazon. I was just curious, I'm like, let me do this for you guys tonight. We're talking about saving money. This works out. It says 2 scoops. I use 1 in a banana and ice and water. That's how I make my shake every day. It works out to be about $1.90 for a shake. So at $1.90, when you search Amazon, they have a Premier Protein, which is the best seller. It's $2.08. So it's not really more expensive to get the Young Living products, but then this has all the amino acids you need. We did a class on SAD, which is a disease. SAD is it's when you're sad in the, I forgot.
Seasonal affective disorder.
There you go. But anyway, it talked about an amino acid that your body needs to make serotonin to keep you happy. Tryptosone or something like that. It was called, this amino acid. Well, it's in there. So that made me happy.
We in the Pacific Northwest, lost an hour So it was dark out at 4 here
Sorry.
this afternoon, and yeah, so definitely a lot of that happening in this area,
The
and plus
SAT.
the
You guys have
rain.
heard of it. What is it again? SAD. I
It's
should know that.
seasonal.
Affective disorder.
Yeah, yeah,
There we go. Thank
yeah.
you. All right. If you need an energy drink or a pick me up, don't go for this. There's a Young Living one called Zing, and there's also Ninja Nitro. There's a sister in our congregation. She told me she lives on energy drinks. I'm like, they can actually cause a heart attack. I mean, they're really, really not good for you, these energy drinks with the stuff that's in there. I gave her one of these and she's like, what is in there? She said it actually, she said, I had no coffee and I had nothing else in my system. She said, normally it was coffee, then energy drinks all day long. And she said, this stuff is amazing. I feel great. So yeah, this is not the thing I take all the time. This is like for an extra pump up, but I don't do, I never did energy drinks either. If you do, you might think about it. You can also, there's lotions Young Living has, but I make my own. I love my body butter. I can give you guys a recipe if you're interested in that. And I think we all know our go-to product is the Ningxia Red. That's our energy go-to. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Feel free to ask. All right. Joanna, did you have some home remedies for us?
I don't, but I believe Lisa Godino does.
Lisa
Let's
does?
pass the mic over to her.
Okay, and Jenny has one for us too. So if you want Jenny to go first, she's got a super
Okay.
duper one. Are you ready, Jenny?
Yes,
Okay.
this is something I use. It's called the Four Thieves vinegar recipe. And the Four Thieves got its name from actually four thieves in Marseille, France in the 1800s who robbed the dead who had died of the plague, and they didn't die and were apprehended, and they were actually let go because they shared that they sponged themselves with vinegar and herbs, and hence we have the four thieves. They sponged it on their bodies, but I make up, there's a lot of recipes for it. I make up a four thieves vinegar recipe, and I do swear by it because it's interesting. We were talking about toxic chemicals. I'm very sensitive to chemicals. My lungs, every time I get sick, I had reoccurring pneumonia. And since I drink this, usually, well, I try to drink it all the time, but on cold and flu season, I make sure I make it. But anyway, I'll get on with it. You take 32 ounces of vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar. That was the original vinegar the Four Thieves used. I use the apple cider vinegar with Mother. So you pour that in your jar. Pour that. 32 ounces. Okay. And then you're going to add 6 cloves of garlic. And you can mash the 6 cloves. You can do it with the back of the knife, your mortar and pestle. So 6 individual cloves of garlic. Mash. Throw those in. I'm going to make this one for Mom. And garlic is in the leek and onion and shallot family. It has a compound, it's immune booster, anti-inflammatory. I love it. It works. And the next herbs we're going to use are all 2 tablespoons. I like to use fresh, but you can use dry, powder. Just be careful with where you get your spices and herbs because they're finding heavy metals in them. If you're purchasing them like overseas from Amazon, they're finding cadmium, lead, and arsenic high in the spices. So you got to watch that. Just do 2 tablespoons of rosemary. You can cut it up. You can just actually take the rosemary and put it in the vinegar. Or if you like, that's what I do. So put that in to the apple cider vinegar or white vinegar with your garlic, rosemary, 2 tablespoons of cloves. Tablespoon, here it is. 2 tablespoons of cloves. Add that to your vinegar, garlic, rosemary. 2 tablespoons. The clove is high in antioxidants, and this is an anti-inflammatory compounds in the rosemary. I love rosemary. It also repels fleas and bugs. So it's a really good natural, and it improves your blood circulation. And then let's go ahead and do 2 tablespoons of sage. However, omit sage if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, no sage. That goes in. Sage is a nutrient high in vitamin K, iron, B6, calcium, magnesium. It has 160 polyphenols, and that acts like antioxidants in your body. And then we go ahead with thyme. I love thyme. Thyme actually fights bacterial and fungal and viral infections. So add that to the vinegar. And okay, I love this one. You add your cinnamon. You can add cinnamon sticks, cinnamon powder. I just use the cinnamon sticks and drop them in the vinegar. And that's an antioxidant, antiviral, antifungal. I can't say it, but I know what it does. It's really helped me. And then you want to make sure either use parchment paper or even a coffee filter and put it on the top, because the metal from the lid will react with the vinegar. Just put your parchment paper, coffee filter, put your lid on, give it a good shake, and then store for 2 weeks. And then it's going to look like this after 2 weeks. You can keep it longer if you start earlier, but if you're starting right at cold or flu season, 2 weeks is good enough. And then you're going to drink a tablespoon in a glass of water a day. If you're sick, go ahead and just take the tablespoon. And if you're sick, it's really good if you take that tablespoon of your vinegar, your Thieves vinegar, and follow it up with a tablespoon of honey, a good honey. But I'm telling you, this has kept me well. I know you didn't know me then, Chris, but I was so sick, I was on a walker. So I had pneumonia so many times because everything I got, whether it was a cold, a flu, a virus, which is a cold, it would go right into my lungs because I always use chemicals. So now I'm real sensitive. If I'm around chemicals, I get big bumps on my face. But this is something I really believe in. And you can also, I don't want to say it, but you can also clean with this. You can put this in a spray bottle and clean. Vinegar is a disinfectant. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
In all fairness, you can also clean with vodka.
Well, I
So
do
you
put, I put vinegar in my spray bottle, Jenny. That would be a pumper upper, not just a plain white vinegar. That's what I add to my Thieves cleaner. Yeah.
Your vitality drops in here, and that'd be great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All
All right, Lisa, what do you got for us?
Well, I just have a question for Jenny. Could we replace any of those with our oils instead of using the, the thyme, rosemary? Could we use some of our oils to put in there?
They're all natural.
It actually is the Thieves. I mean, that's what she's doing. She got it from, she did research on the internet and came up with her own Thieves recipe. So it's like our
Oh,
Thieves oil is what it is.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just something I've been making for about 10 years now because I was sick of being sick, and it's really helped me. That's, you
That
know,
is excellent. I get it now. I was trying to, but yeah, I didn't realize garlic was in there. So that's nice.
but
Um,
you wouldn't want to have this if you have kidney disease. You can't drink this if you have kidney disease. And
okay.
don't put the sage in any, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Gotta know what
Okay.
herbs do.
Oh yeah, it passes it on. I just wanted to kind of, there was a couple things I wanted to mention, Chris. One, when you mentioned about respiratory things, the RC did a really great article in the recent newsletter. It was one of the first oils that it was developed. And I just want to mention about how the powerful blend of both spruce, cypress, 3 types of eucalyptus, which if you got all this separately, it's expensive. Whether it's diffused directly before or after workout or just in the air that you're breathing on the treadmills, it's $13.82. I think it's $13. Very reasonably priced for what you're getting. If you get in the routine of even just putting it in your diffuser, it gives a really nice spa-like feeling, but also it's designed